Let's talk about Snoop Dogg, the once
Good
former
segue.
famous rapper, who we all were really inspired by his, conviction. No, we weren't. We were inspired. We like Snoop because he was a good rapper and he made good music, right? And
Hmm.
then after the fact, after all that stuff, he was a comedian. He kept making music while being like he was a cultural icon, right? Because one, we always got the feeling Snoop told it like it was, right? When he was hanging out with Martha Stewart, we like he crossed his boundaries, right? So like the white culture appreciated him for that. Like white parts of America was like, yeah, he crosses boundaries. He's buddies with Martha Stewart, and they both like they both what was it? What was the whole thing with Martha Stewart? Like you have two people on the screen. You have a big black dude from the hood, and you have a little white lady from like the estates, but only one of them was like a felon and shit. And it's
Right,
her,
right,
right?
right. So like the irony and the clash of cultures and the
Yeah,
contrast of the skin
and we
tones and
appreciated that.
yeah, just coming from different walks of life. But you
And
know,
Snoop is good for bridging that, right?
as much I don't know about good, and I don't even know about Snoop telling it like it is. Right, like Snoop
Mm-hmm.
has had a checkered past. Right, like no one would argue that like Snoop back in his doggy style days, 94, 95, rolling with Death Row, was seen as a good person. He was the prototypical. He was what a gangster would look like, a menace. You know what I mean? On TV, especially during that time. Like you talking
Or
about
his
like
like persona as like a pimp, right?
Rodney King, and all this mid '90s LA shit. You know what I mean? Hood, East Coast versus West Coast. Like y'all ain't got no love for the West Coast. Remember Snoop on the Source Awards and all that shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
so, you
Oh,
like
Rodney King was he was beaten by the police.
right, but LA and still during that time,
Yeah.
like that was during the time of the riots. There was a lot of uh
Outspoken
static
like
between
member
the
of the
cops.
West Coast of the whole like Easy E era, like being
Right,
a
and
member of the Easy era and the whole fuck the police, which is what NWO was known for, and then
prototypical
Dre
gangster.
spinning out of that, right?
Yeah, yeah. So the point
There's
for me to say all
a
that is
rebelliousness of the West Coast
the
that
point for me
Snoop embodied. Yeah.
to say all that is you got to be proud of Snoop and what he's been able to accomplish, not only from a business standpoint, but from his ability to flip his image, right? Like now, white people are not scared of Snoop. Like the average white lady who didn't know Snoop would probably still cross the street if she was walking towards Snoop at night. You know, or shit, I might cross the street if Snoop was walking towards me at night. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I didn't know he was Snoop and I just seen this dude, I'm like, oh shit, this nigga, let me cross the street. But, Snoop has like ingratiated himself with white culture through Martha Stewart's and the Trumpses, and you know what I mean? So, hey, whether we like it or not, for a lot of celebrities, you got to make them dance. Like Dave Chappelle said, man, get the dancing, nigga. You know what I mean? Entertain. So if they like you, you've kind of made it. You know what I mean? Like we can't deny that the white audience is wider because of the people who control the entertainment industry, right? Like
Well, we know
black,
for a fact that like, especially when it comes to black music, like
yeah, black music is
the
always contained
most
into
black
this rap.
music is consumed by white America. Like
Oh,
they
100%.
just by
Yeah,
the order, like it's the
the whole
reason.
hip hop
Like
culture.
white America loves black hip hop and black rap and black aesthetics. Like they love it, right? They just
Kendrick
don't
is
always like
capitalizing off
the
the same
black
thing right now.
people that come with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, Kendrick is capitalizing off the same thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
That whole Super Bowl performance put him in a whole different stratosphere as far as the audience that he reaches. Just like Snoop doing the inauguration, bro. Like those people don't listen to Snoop. That shit was international. He got like international attention, which he already has, right? Like I don't know if Snoop is known around the world, right? I've never been to Thailand or traveled to Europe, such as yourself. You know what I mean? I wish you could go. I wish you would have asked some people that, hey man, how well do y'all know Snoop? How y'all know Snoop Dogg? Like people know him there.
Sorry, that
It's
wasn't really my
weird.
prerogative and shit. But hey,
Well, yeah, I would never ask
he was
either.
out there
But
like, yo, hey, what up, man? Yeah,
you know
I'm new
Snoop,
here, just hanging out. Y'all
yeah.
know who Snoop is? You ever heard of this Snoop Doggy Dog?
Yeah.
But
Hey.
you know what I'm saying? Like like you're right to a degree. Like the inauguration and the Super Bowl are kind of different things. But like as far as like being venues that people attend, then yeah, like also like all right, so I guess
I
let
would
me just throw it
agree.
into context what we're talking about. So Snoop Dogg, oh, go ahead.
No, well, go ahead. I was just saying the same thing about him being a sellout. I would
Yeah, so
agree
like mm,
that Snoop, he knew what performing at that inauguration was going to label him as, man. He
you
knew
would
that,
think.
and he still chose to do it. So,
Let's
you
play the
know,
video.
he knew that black people were going to see him in a sellout light, and he did it anyway, you know?
But that's the thing, like he according to this video, and I'm gonna play it. I actually have it queued up, and I don't know how this is gonna look. Audience, I don't know how this is gonna look, but I'm gonna play it and we're gonna see if this works. Let me know if it doesn't.
Takes
Audience.
a performance gig for some crypto cats around Donald Trump's inauguration. You knew the water was gonna be hot, but you went ahead and delved into it. What do you have to say to people now that maybe are feeling some type of way?
Well, I think the situation that needs to be explained is that, you know, 30 minutes or 30 years, right? So how long did I DJ for that night? 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Right? So David Sachs, which is the head of crypto. So say, for example, Ebro is David Sachs. He's been my friend for 15 years. Ebro gets a job from the White House to go do some crypto business when me and Ebro been doing crypto business since it started. So imagine that relationship that I have with Ebro, and he gets the job at the White House, and then Ebro says, "Hey, Snoop, I have an event that are some very important people there that's going to help with the initiatives that you want to do dealing with the community in the hood. We need you to show up. We got a bag for you and a bag for the community. We just need you for 30 minutes. Boom. Ebro, I'm there. Show up, do the show, go back to the public. Man, why he do that for him over here?
Right.
Why he represent him over here? When all I did was something for him over here, for my people over there. But the perspective sometimes is always thrown out of context because the media threw out their comment, I didn't say nothing. So a lot of times people went to defend me and they went to fight for me or say, hey man, y'all can't say that about Snoop. He did this, he did that. And then you had some people say, well, 8 years ago he said this. But what I say is 30-minute DJ set versus 30 years of real work. Which one matters?
All right. I mean, he said a lot of words in that jump. But it
Yeah.
sounded like look, let me just jump straight off, man. Like I feel like that's a disingenuous answer, man. like I know he's rationalizing. In my mind, that sounds like a man who is rationalizing his decision and looking back and being like, man, what I did wasn't that bad. Like y'all overreacting to the shit I did. You know, and I look, that's my initial take from it. Like I feel like he's what do you call it? Like rear view mirror or like I don't know. Hindsight's 2020, so you rationalize the shit you did to make yourself feel better now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like he wasn't quiet because he was confident in his position. I think he was quiet because he saw exactly what everybody else saw. And he knew he couldn't really justify that. Like, look, well, the inauguration was in January or February.
I think it
It was
was
either
January.
January. Okay. It's been like 4 months. Like, that's the best you got?
Mm-hmm.
Like 30 minutes versus 30 years? My friend, who's a friend of Donald Trump and his like succinctly, like clearly racist campaign. My friend who's a part of that racist, not that this racist regime, the same racist regime which Trump on his, Snoop on his own said was racist the last time, that it's more racist now by every metric. And I find benefit of the doubt, he didn't know how bad it was going to, like, they didn't have the Gestapo running around like black bagging like immigrants in January. That didn't pop up until February, maybe March. So fair enough, you didn't see that. But like, we know Trump and his cronies are racist. We know he got like Nazis up in his crew. Like, he saw, that's the same inauguration where Elon Musk hit the Heil Hitler, right? Hit the Nazi salute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I just feel like if he was honest in his assessment, he could have came up with something better than that. It just feels like, nigga rationalizing to me.
Like, it's almost like, okay, so when he's saying 30 years versus 30 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever he said, right? Like, it's kind of like maybe about like leaving a legacy, right? Because, like, don't get it twisted. To Donald Trump and to the likes of the people who he rolls with, who were taking part in that inauguration, they look at Snoop as the entertainment. He's the clown. Snoop is not on their level. You know what I mean? Half those people don't even listen to Snoop. They might know Snoop. Oh, that's the rapper, Doopidy-doop. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know his name. You know what I mean? Yeah, Doopidy-doop. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know who the fuck he is. Like, he's Dave Chappelle. Get up on there and dance. Nigga. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So don't get it.
That's how they
you
treated
don't roll
him.
with us. But maybe Snoop was trying to look bigger. Maybe he's trying to roll in the circles of power for a bigger accomplishment. Like, you had to know performing at his inauguration was going to be seen as a sign of like cohesion, or like a sign of support for Trump, right? Like, you had to know there was going to be some kind of backlash, right? And if that's not what you stand for, especially you're talking about with the ICE and all that and black bagging, and especially for him being from the LA community, right? Like, I mean, you would imagine they're hit way harder than a lot of other places are, with all this, deportations and everything. So, of course, he probably didn't see the writing on the wall, but I think he was trying to build something, he was thinking towards something bigger. Okay, if I can do this thing to make a friend in a high place, maybe I can accomplish this for my community later on, 10 years down the road or 30 years down the road. I don't know. But
I think that's like the definition
in the long run,
of selling out.
In the long run, I don't think this is going to hurt Snoop. I think this is going to be a small little snip in his legacy. Maybe it'll work in his favor in a couple years, but I don't think from his fans and the people who support him, like, because we know Snoop didn't need to do this for money. He didn't need the money. So what did you want? The notoriety? Well, here it is. There's the backlash for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted the notoriety. That's people gonna start talking now. Why the fuck would you be seen supporting Trump? I don't support Trump. Well, we saw you perform at his inauguration. So what is that? The same one Elon Musk did the Hail Hitler joint or whatever. You know what I mean? Right? So
yeah, the doubles Nazi salute.
These people do not see Snoop as an equal. That's why he's the performer. He get on there and make us laugh. Go ahead, dance, nigga. You know what I mean? Okay, go on, shoe and let us do business. You know what I mean? Now the business can start when you get out of here. So, I don't know.
I guess like the question we don't know is like, what would have been the cost to him of him saying no?
I think from an entertainment standpoint, performing at the inauguration, regardless of the president, would be a huge honor, right? Like, if people recognize you to the point where they ask you to perform at an inauguration. Now, it's a clown show. Maybe they chose him to perform or asked him to perform to draw in a certain audience.
Hey, wait, question. Who performed at Obama's inauguration?
Who did? I can't remember. I would have to Google it. I don't want to cheat.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so maybe they asked Snoop to come. Maybe they asked Snoop to come and perform so they can draw in a certain audience that they didn't have access to because they were racist, right? Like, we don't have access to this because we're racist. We need somebody who's going to draw their eyeballs. Oh, let's get Snoop.
Wait, access to what?
A certain demographic or people that they didn't have access to before. due to their
At the
inherent
inauguration?
racism. Well, at the inauguration, they still need eyeballs. If people heard that Snoop was
No,
performing,
they don't. It's
they're
already
still going to
done.
tune
It's a
in.
celebration for a win they already got, right?
Yeah, and
Like
hence the
there's no ad
backlash
rev
for
off the
Snoop.
inauguration.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
so people are still going to tune in just because it's a Snoop show and they're going to be interested. It's the only reason we're talking about it, because it was Snoop. Maybe that was part of their plan. That was part of their big plan, was to get Snoop so people could talk about it. And it'd be this thing, and it would draw interest from this demographic that we didn't have access to before because we're racist. Maybe that was the plan. Let's use Snoop
But then by doing this,
celebrity.
they definitely made black people like them less. Like,
yeah, well, you
they
could
definitely were like, every black person was like, "Yo, what the fuck is happening? Why is Snoop up here?" Nobody was like, "Oh, they got Snoop. All right, maybe they are cool."
Yeah, let me check it out. Yeah.
Oh,
What they
okay.
do?
Maybe they're not so bad after all.
Hey, they do stupid shit like that, Hey, wasn't didn't Hillary Clinton do the Cabbage Patch at one of her pre-election rallies or something? Didn't she do the Cabbage Patch or something like that? I thought she did.
I feel like if she did, I don't know. I know she had the whole hot sauce in her bag thing.
Yeah.
Well, everybody does electric slide.
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
But like, if she did do the Cabbage Patch, that shit is like a decade out of style, and that speaks for itself. That's not for us.
Mm-hmm.
That Cabbage Patch, if she did it, was not for us.
The Cabbage Patch is definitely more than a decade out of style. That's 2-3 decades out of style now. Yeah, there's a little bit of Cabbage.
Like, I think that's more like white than it. That's like
we was Cabbage Patching. No. Black folk was Cabbage Patching back in the day, bro.
In like the 80s, right? Or the early 90s? I don't know, man. I just like nobody's Cabbage Patching anymore.
No, not anymore.
Like, that wasn't for us. Like, if she did do the Cabbage Patch, it was for the people who, it was for the same people who dance like this, right? Like, we don't do that either. The Cabbage Patch and this have fallen to the same category.
That's your...
It's not us.
I think I told you ain't
never seen a nigga since 1994 up in the club doing this.
I think I told this story before, or the Intelligent Idea Talkers podcast. Juice got challenged to a dance off once, man. I think it was it in Norfolk? It might have been in Norfolk at the sweat box, little sweat box y'all had.
Oh yeah. Bro,
we went in there one time. It was
what?
literally like 1,200 people inside the stadium. I was like, what the hell? It was hot as hell in that joint.
That shit was a gym. It was a gym.
That shit was so unsafe. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have died in that joint, man. We could have got trampled.
State?
Yeah, no, that joint. Yeah, I remember I saw this dude pop Juice's collar and start dancing off of him, man. I can't remember if you battled back. I don't think you battled back.
No, hell yeah, I battled him, man. I battled.
Yeah. That shit was chaos in there, man.
No, the sweat box, man. Thursday nights. That shit was crazy. I don't even think they do. I don't know if they can do that anymore. But I
think I went to like
only lasted like my freshman and my sophomore year.
Yeah,
it fell apart after that. But like, God damn.
Yeah, I was coming down there like a mud those first 2 years, but I think I went to like 2 or 3 of those. I was walking in and off of Norfolk State campus like I went there. You know what I'm saying? Just walking in the towers and whatnot. Yeah, man, that was cool.
The sweat box.
Yeah, man, Juice definitely got challenged, man. But whatever, man. Power to Snoop. I wouldn't say I'm a supporter or detractor of Snoop Dogg.
But did he sell out?
I think Snoop Dogg is above being canceled as long as he doesn't do anything illegal. Right? Like,
cancel ain't got nothing to do with legality.
Yeah. Because he was kind of clapping back on whether people were trying to cancel him. Maybe he was talking about the black people trying to cancel him over, like, as long as he doesn't do anything like with children or get caught up in any kind of, sex scandal or something. Like, I think Snoop is pretty good. He's like wholesome Snoop. Isn't it weird that he turned his career around like that? Because he was like the epitome of gangster rap, bro. I'm talking about like Death Row Records. His record label was Death Row Records, bro. It was on Death Row. You know what I mean? But yeah, Suge Knight out there threatening people with baseball bats and shit. Like, that shit was crazy. So,
yeah, but like as far as Snoop goes now,
around to performing at the inauguration of one of the presidents of the United States. Like, that is a huge accomplishment.
I think the real question though is like, I think the question like everybody's kind of asking is like, one in here, the answer is like no, but like to ask the question anyway, does the integrity of our celebrities matter to us? Should it matter to us? Should the integrity of our celebrities matter to us?
Yes, I think integrity should matter to everyone anyway, right? Like, you should be a person of integrity, a person of your
I think
word.
you should be, but I think the old adage of like no heroes is probably the best way to go, because it's just a matter of time before your favorite like celebrity principled person, sells out for, just like Snoop said, the bag, right? It's just a matter of time, man. That's how the shit works.
Money
Like,
rules the capitalist society, man. Like, money is everything. At the end all be all, money will keep you out of jail.
Yeah, there's no
money
values. It's just exactly. There's no values. It's just money, right? Like that's kind of the problem with capitalism. It doesn't allow for values when money is involved, right?
Yes,
so it's just like when we see exactly, money is the value. It's the only value that holds any weight to these people. So I mean, I think the answer is no. We shouldn't expect like any celebrity to be that kind of beacon, to be like that steadfast. Like we love Kendrick Lamar right now, but it's just a matter of time for this nigga to sell out for some other shit. It's literally just a matter of time, because it's happened like every time, right? So I don't like begrudge Snoop. In fact, I think like Snoop, like by being quiet for this whole time, I feel like that was the best thing he could have done, because it allowed for the news cycle to move past him. Like, I don't know why he's talking now. You should take that shit to the grave, bro, because your answer wasn't supportive, right? Your answer didn't help you right now. Like, if you don't come out now, your answer didn't help you. All it did was re-spark the conversation. But
he definitely
now,
didn't
man,
sound confident in his response. I'll say it like that.
Yeah, right. Like, you got the same vibe, right? Like,
and I'll say,
even at the end, he was just like,
yeah,
I think it's for the community.
And
it's
I
like,
think,
all right, nigga, it's like the community.
His
same thing about the community.
His fan base is so wide. I think it obviously encapsulates more than just Black people, right? Like, there's Hispanics who support stuff. I mean, look, he's representative of LA. When you think about LA, from a hip hop perspective, entertainment perspective, you can't think about it without thinking about Snoop. There are certain people, Kobe, Magic Johnson, certain entertainers, Cypress Hill, like anybody who's from the West Coast, Tupac, Snoop Dogg is up there, So I think the disappointment comes not only from Black people, but he's probably getting it from all sides, man. Like, it's not like, okay, only Black people are mad at me. It's probably like, man, and Trump is such a polarizing, controversial figure that, like, I mean, there's probably but speaking of integrity, as far as celebrities, we got to be careful of that, because in this society, we do tend to put celebrities on a pedestal, and we tend to listen, and take to heart celebrity opinions, more so than maybe we should. I don't think we should expect integrity, and we shouldn't expect integrity from celebrities, right? Because we don't really know them, Like, we like Kendrick Lamar's music, but we don't really know Kendrick Lamar. We don't know if he's a man of integrity, We don't know if he's, if he's a man of principle, Like, and as far as like him selling out Kendrick Lamar, they put it under the guise of, growing your brand. Well, growing your brand translates to increasing your net worth, Like, in this society, like you say, everything is tied up into your money. Money is your status. It's your, I don't know, money is power. And I wish it wasn't that way, because, the one thing with being not of the upper echelon, as far as the rich, it teaches you that obviously life is is more valuable than just money. There's things that
Yeah.
money can't buy. You know what I mean?